Hi, everyone, and welcome to Design TV by SANDOW. I'm Rajagopal, Editor-in-Chief of Metropolis, and I'm here today with Raj Ramamurthy, who is the Vice President of Innovation and Technology at Wilsonart, to talk about Wilsonart's incredible journey towards sustainability. Raj, thank you so much for joining me today. So, Raj, get us started here. What is Wilsonart's approach to responsible innovation, and how do your products actually reflect this approach?
At Wilsonart, sustainability is not a one-time project. It's how we do business. We look at innovation through a sustainability lens for developing value-added products and processes. I have global responsibility not only for innovation but also sustainability. So, going on to the product side, let's take our primary one, which is laminate. It's bio-based, 70% responsible source paper. We are the first in the industry to have Forest Stewardship Council laminate and started our recycled paper development 22 years back. We have three process innovations that has helped us with higher post-consumer content than anyone else in the marketplace. Recycled products have a reputation of poor performance, but we make sure that there's no compromise on performance in our products. Our Ion surfaces uses our patented titanium plate technology, which is three times more durable than any other laminates in the marketplace.
I think it's such a multi-dimensional approach to sustainability. First of all, replacing your product content with recycled content. Second is responsible sourcing, that FSC certification. Looking at bio-based content already that's already incorporated into your product, and then looking to the future. Replacing more and more ingredients with bio-based or renewable content. Let's talk a little bit about transparency at Wilson Art. As you've just mentioned, you're very transparent about your materials and processes. Why is that important to you at Wilsonart? And how does that help you stay on the cutting edge and continue to innovate?
Wilsonart was built from a strong engagement with stakeholders, who wanted to know more about our people, product, and processes. The following transparency labels, will really help customers make easier choices when it comes to benchmarking products. On the product side, I'll do product as well as the process side. And on product side, we have indoor air quality standards. Ours is the highest in the level in the industry. It's mainly for healthy indoor environments. We have UL Green Guard and SES Gold. Again, I spoke a little bit about Forest Stewardship Council, where paper is coming from responsible sources. Again, 70 plus percentage of our laminate is made up of paper, of which 40% or more, which we source, is from post-consumer recycled content. On the process side, we've done a comprehensive life cycle analysis, which is basically an environmental footprint of a product throughout its life cycle. So if you're going to ask for greenhouse gases, all that information is available. So we can benchmark year to year and stuff like that. And then when you go a little deeper into the product side of it, if you look at environmental product declaration, it's a quantitative basis for comparison of products from cradle to grave. These transparency documents actually allow our customers to see and appreciate our efforts to make product better for them and the environment.
Yeah, and I'm sure they need a lot of handholding, but at the end of it, having documentation helps people make informed choices. I think it would be very hard for people to gauge, and I'd like to get to that. You mentioned greenhouse gas emissions. Everybody's very concerned about greenhouse gas emissions these days. Certainly, architects and designers who are specifying product are working with clients who are tracking carbon emissions as part of their own climate goals. So, in addition to having an EPD, let's talk about what you're doing to minimize emissions associated with your product, both in the product itself, the materials, as well as in your processes.
We have a number of initiatives aimed at improving greenhouse gas and energy reduction. So I think the first important thing is you measure, right? Once you measure, then you can start comparing it every year, and then you can start making improvement. So the big ones for us is natural gas, electricity, and diesel fuel. We want to make sure that there's a great programs there, and it's benchmarked every year so that we can start making improvements there. So on the product side, even though I mentioned a little bit on the finished product, which is countertop, on the high pressure laminate side, as I said earlier, it's primarily bio-based. Paper is a raw material that has negative carbon footprint to start with. So with the HPL laminate using responsibly sourced wood and rapidly renewable forest, for instance, our top layer, which we call the overlay, primarily is from eucalyptus uh, trees, and that is rapidly renewable. Every 4 or 5 years, you have new trees coming. So that's a very good source of fiber to use on the top. So, and on top of that, we have very high levels of post-consumer recycled content. As I said, 40% of what we buy is coming from cereal boxes or Amazon boxes you throw away or you recycle. So next time you buy a piece of Wilsonart laminate, you might be actually using, it might have recycled content from your cereal box or your Amazon.
You mentioned durability earlier. I think that that equation of carbon negativity, durability, recycled content, recyclability. Different projects might have different goals. Different clients might have different goals. So it's really great that you're able to provide this kind of comprehensive outlook. I want to ask you about just one more aspect of your sustainability journey, which is waste reduction. Of course, you're using recycled content, which is incredible. You're pulling waste out of the waste stream and using it. That's amazing. Very often designers or clients are moved by waste reduction as a goal for sustainability on their projects. And sometimes, it's a goal that is important to people, even if they're not tracking carbon emissions per se. So let's talk about, how you've been able to reduce waste and how you're promoting recycling and recyclability.
Going back to reduce, reuse, and recycle, how do we frame it into that? If you look at reduce, the quality and durability of our product provides end users with value while reducing waste over a long time. you know One of the key things, we did the sustainability survey about 10 years back. One of the most alarming thing, but it was very interesting, which I heard from a lot of the designers, was, hey, we think laminate is very sustainable because it's very, very durable. you know and ours typically has the performance which is typically 3 times more than any other standard laminate. So we are extending that even further. Eon Surfaces has patented titanium plate technology, which makes the laminate more durable. Next, if we jump to reuse, we have a very interesting patented, again, product called Recover. It's actually a combination of laminate on one side, right? And the backside is pre-applied with adhesive. What this does is money saving option for a lot of the fabricators. It helps them to refurbish any commercial space that can't afford business interruption. So I think Walgreens was a good example where they were able to go in the night, even when it's open, and actually refurbish the entire place right on the existing top. So pre-cut it, you can just peel and you can just stick it. It's a very smart and effective way, sustainable way to actually refurbish any space without ripping everything apart, throwing everything away, and stuff like that. Last one is recycle. Again, we are super big fans of recycle. We pushed ourselves, highest PCR in the industry. Right now, we are targeting about 40% purchases. My goal is, can we hit close to 70 or 80%? So we are constantly looking for new outlets for waste recovery technology. End of life recovery for laminates actually is very high. It's close to 90 plus percent, primarily in Europe, and they actually convert that into energy. Europe is very big in that. US is not. So we are looking at systems and partners we can work with so that we can start moving in that direction. A lot of the waste which we generate internally, we do convert that back into energy if it cannot be. Rather than throwing it away, we actually convert to energy. And I say we can get 90 plus percent back of the energy which went into building a square foot of land. While continuing to find waste reduction measure, we're also looking at new outlets to create or utilize our waste products, for the raw materials coming to us, and again, focused on recycled content. This is an ongoing opportunity. We have a long way to go. It's a journey. So, I would say that we've just started, and I'm sure we're looking for better solutions in the future.
So it's really wonderful, I think, that we have these really high performing options that also have such a low impact from Wilsonart. Absolutely fantastic. Now you've achieved all of these amazing milestones, but of course, it all comes to naught if designers are not actually accessing that information and using the products. So how can designers actually find this information?
So it's very simple. We've recently revamped the website. we keep doing that pretty often. So there's a landing page for sustainability. You can jump into that. This can be accessed at wilsonart.com/sustainability, where we feature all our products, the certifications, ESG, highlights about community outreach program. It's a way to show transparency, in terms of, because that's one of the top questions which customers ask. Be more transparent. We want to understand it better. It's very complex because, as you said earlier, each customer is looking for a different attribute versus others. But it's a very easy one. It's beautifully designed and it's easy to access.
Thank you so much, Raj. It's been such a pleasure talking to you. For everybody who's joining us, you heard it here. Wilsonart offers some of the best in class products when it comes to sustainability for surfaces and laminates. So please head on over to wilsonart.com, explore all the possibilities you have, track down that transparency information on the page that Raj just mentioned, wilsonart.com/sustainability, and start to leverage these options in your next project. Thank you so much, Raj, and thank you all for joining us. Have a great day.